I didn't think about what I was going to say for this intro, so I'm not really sure how to introduce this video. Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. Today I'm going to be doing something. That's what we're doing today. I really didn't think about how I was going to introduce this video. But here we are, we're filming. I gotta figure it out. Today, I thought it would be fun to take an old cosplay that I have that was given to me to review a number of years ago and revamp it for you guys and kind of walk you guys through the process of taking a pre-made cosplay and adding your own personal touches to it. The cosplay in question is my Sophie cosplay. Like I said, it was a cosplay that I was given for a review a number of years ago, and I've really wanted to revamp it since the first time I wore it, so I thought I would do that and film the process for you guys. The thing about the Sophie cosplay is that the design is very simple. There's not a whole lot going on. The cosplay itself is accurate to what it's supposed to look like, but her design in and of itself, there's not a whole lot happening. And what I've seen a lot of other Sophie cosplayers do is kind of add their own personal touches to it to kind of make it their own and kind of make it so that there's a little bit more going on design-wise. So I thought that that's what I would do today. So I'm basically going to be adding my own personal touches to this cosplay, doing things to kind of jazz it up, make it a little bit more interesting looking, and obviously showing you guys the process for anybody who might want to do the same to your own cosplays. So I went down to my local fabric store, had a look around, looked at their trims, looked at their buttons, looked at their accessories, and I came away with this little bag of goodies. This tiny bag of trim and buttons and thread came to $63. So this video had better do well, please, because I did not expect to spend 63 flippin' dollars on all of this stuff. And there's for $63, there's barely anything in here. So I guess the first thing that we're learning in this process is the fact that trims, they get expensive really fast. So that's certainly something to be mindful of. I was not very mindful of that, and now I have spent $63 on trim and accessories. So gotta love sewing. So I'm just gonna give you guys a short little look at what I got. I got this thick lace. This I thought would be nice for the bottom of the dress. There's no kind of trim or anything on the bottom of the dress as it is right now. So I thought this would be a nice little thing to add. Second thing I got is this smaller lace. This I decided would be good for the apron. I actually took the cosplay with me so I could take a look at what the lace actually looked like with each of the pieces of the cosplay. And the big lace didn't look so good on the apron, but the smaller lace did look good. The big lace, obviously, like I said, is going to be used for the bottom of the dress. It looked better with the actual dress, whereas the smaller lace looked better with the apron. So that's what I'm going to be using for the apron to kind of spice it up. Also for the apron, now this is a little bit, I'm not really sure how this is going to look, honestly, but I figured it was worth a try. I got this trim for the edge of the apron. So I'm planning to have there'll be the edge of the apron, there'll be this trim, and then there'll be the lace. Kind of like that. It'll be clearer once I actually pin it onto the apron. But yeah, I have this kind of off-white trim for the apron because that's supposed to match something else that I also got for the apron, which I'll show you guys in a sec. I'm honestly not too sure how the off-white is going to look. Like I held everything up to the apron to see how it looked, but it was kind of hard to really see how it looked without, you know, having the whole cosplay on together. So I think it will look okay, but I'm not really sure. A lot of this stuff I'm kind of gonna have to just see what it looks like when I actually put it on. The next thing I got two appliques. I've never actually used an applique before, so I'm gonna have to look up how to actually use them. I have two of them. Oh, that one's upside down. I have two of them, so I thought these would be nice for the apron. I'm not really sure how these are going to look with the apron because the apron is quite large, and so I maybe seeing the edges of them, they might not lie flat the whole time, so these might get lost just because of how wide the apron is, if that makes sense. I'm not sure if I'm doing a good job explaining what I mean, but we'll see. Yeah, so I mean, I thought these would be a nice way to kind of add my own personal touch to the apron and kind of make it kind of fresh, fun, and different, if you will. I'm not, again, really sure though how this is gonna look, so we're just gonna have to see once I pin it all together. But the idea is that this off-white trim is going to match the inside of these flowers. So there will be another off-white thing on the cosplay for it all to match. It's not just going to be the trim that's off-white. So hopefully that will look good and that will work. All right, the final thing I got, which I'm very excited for, I think these are going to work very well. I got these really cute little buttons and they have little flowers on them. If you guys can see that. There we go. So I got these little buttons because the existing buttons on the outfit are very plain. They're just plain black buttons. There's not a whole lot going on. So I thought adding these buttons would be a nice little touch to kind of add something different, add something a little bit more visually interesting to the cosplay. So that's all I got. And again, that cost $63. So all of these things had better look good on the cosplay. I'm really hoping. So all of that said, let's jump into it. I'm gonna take you guys through the process of me adding all of these extra little bits to the cosplay. So let's get into it. Okay, so first up, I've got the cosplay up on my dress form, all ready to go. She's very wrinkly, as you can see, but it will be fine for what we're doing today. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start, I think, with the apron, and I'm going to start by pinning the lace around the edges here and then sewing that on, and then once that's sewn on I can do the trim and then I can do the appliques, and then after that we can work on the actual dress. So that's what we're gonna do. Okay, so I've got the lace and the trim on the bottom of the apron, and I think it looks really, really nice. I'm really pleasantly surprised by how this off-white trim looks. I think it looks really good. So I'm really happy with that. So I'm going to go ahead and move on to the appliques. I'm going to first just pin them on to the apron. I'm going to iron the apron first, and then I'm going to pin them on, and then I'm going to see about actually putting them on if I like how they look. But so far I think we're doing really well. Just like, look at that. It looks so nice. I'm so happy with it. This is great. Okay, so I've got the appliques on, and I think they look really nice. I have one on this side, and then the other one is hiding back here on this side. There we go. So I was kind of right about, you know, the way that the apron falls, you don't really see them. You can see one, but the other one is kind of hiding back there. But I think I'm still going to go ahead and put them on, because when you do see them, it looks quite nice. I think we're just going to go for it. So I'm going to figure out how to put these on, because again, I've never put appliques on, so I'm not actually sure how you're supposed to do it, but I'm going to look it up, and yeah. So for the appliques, all you do is you first trim the lace like I'm doing right here, and then from there you can just hand sew them on. Very simple to do. Alright, so after much hand sewing, the appliques are finally on. I'm not sure I did really the best job in stitching them on, because I was kind of going blind since I've never done this before. But for my first try, I think it's alright. It definitely from a distance will look fine. So there's that one, and then we have the other one here on the other side. There we go. Like I suspected, you can't really see them at all when you look at the cosplay head on. You really have to be looking at the side to see them, but there's nothing that I could really do about that, so, you know, it is what it is. But I think, you know, even it being a detail that you can only see from one angle, I think it's quite nice, and it really adds to the cosplay, and I really like how it looks with the trim on the bottom. So overall, I think this was a good choice. I'm quite happy with it. So now that that's done, the next thing that we have to do is we have to sew the lace to the bottom of the dress. So I'm going to go ahead and pin the lace on and then stitch it on there, and there you go. That's the plan. Alright, so I have the lace now sewn to the bottom. It's all ready to go, and I'm quite happy with how it looks. If we zoom out, you can see it makes the bottom of the dress look a little bit more kind of visually appealing. And I realized I was watching the movie yesterday, and canonically she has an underskirt under her dress that has a lacy finish to it, so this looks more canon as well. So now the final thing to do is to take these buttons here. As you can see, they're quite plain, just plain black buttons, and replace them with the buttons that I bought. So let's do it. right, so the dress is all done. Everything has been sewn on and I'm quite happy with how it looks. Before I wear it, it does need a good ironing, so I'll do that. But there's also one other step that I have to do, which is the wig. I have a new wig that I'm going to style for her, so that will be the next step. So here's the new wig that I have. The previous wig that I used was much too short and I really wasn't happy with how it looked. So I'm going to be using this one. It's a little bit too dark to match her hair color, but I think it will still look fine either way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a bit of a trim because it's a little bit too long, and then I do want to curl it a little bit because I think that would look really nice. So that's what we're gonna do. For curling the wig, what I do, since my curler doesn't work super well, is I first wrap the hair around the curler and get it nice and warm. And then once it's warm enough, I take it off the curler, wrap it around my finger, and then wait for it to cool down. And then from there, you get curls. Here's the wig before and after curling, just to see the difference. And then I just went ahead and curled the rest of the wig. All right, so here's the finished wig. I'm not sure I did the best job. The curls are kind of inconsistent looking, but like, hopefully it looks okay. I'm not totally sure, but I've been at this for like an hour, so I feel like if I keep working on it, I'll just never stop, so I have to stop myself from actually continuing to curl it. I don't know how I feel about it, but like hopefully once I put everything together, it will look okay. Hopefully once I'm wearing it, it will look okay. But anyway, that's the process that I followed for getting the wig like this. Now that that's done, without any further ado, it's time for the big reveal. So here's the cosplay before. And here it is after. All right, so wrap-up thoughts on this cosplay. First of all, I'm filming this outro in public. There's like a public path right in front of me. Not right in front of me, but like well enough in front of me that people will see me doing this as they walk by. So that's how it is. Anyway, wrap-up thoughts on this cosplay. Overall, it feels like I didn't do a whole lot to this cosplay, which I didn't. I mean, I just added lace to it, I changed the buttons, and I added appliques, which overall isn't like a huge overhaul of this cosplay. So I don't know how drastic of a transformation it actually was. Am I happy with the things that I did do to this cosplay, and do I think that that added to the cosplay? Absolutely. I really think the lace in particular added so much to the look of this cosplay. It added accuracy because she has, like I said, she has a white lacy underskirt to her dress, so it's more accurate with the lace, and certainly it looks really nice. I think the lace and the trim on the apron also adds a lot, and it just kind of adds a little bit extra depth to the design, which I think is quite nice. As well as like the appliques are very nice, but only when you actually see them. So it's only kind of like a little peekaboo thing, like, oh surprise, here are some appliques. But this was something that I was prepared for. I kind of figured that with the width of the apron they would get lost, so that's a little bit unfortunate. But like I said, when you do see them, I think they look quite nice. The buttons too, they're not like super noticeable with the overall design. Like the lace is definitely the most noticeable, but the buttons not so much. So not that drastic of a change, but I think it still looks nice. Oh, there's a dog. There's a dog. The wig, I think, is an absolute disaster. I think curling this wig was the absolute wrong choice. It just doesn't look good. I cut it way too short, unfortunately, even though I measured it like on myself and figured out how long I wanted it. I still somehow, while I was cutting it, I just cut way too much off. So I was hoping it would be more shoulder length, but it's quite short. Her hair is quite short, but I feel like it should be a little bit longer than this, and the bangs I also made too short, so I really have to pull them forward in order for it to look okay. So I feel like I really missed the mark with the wig. Like I said, curling the wig was the absolute wrong choice. I had this vision of just like, you know, beautiful curled hair, and instead it just looks messy and it just does not look good. So I'm not too happy about that. So yeah, this video was very experimental, and this whole outfit transformation was very experimental, and sometimes experimental things just don't work out, as we have observed. Oh, there's some birds. Oh, they just flew by me. That's so pretty. Oh my gosh, I'm really feeling the Ghibli magic right now. I'm in the middle of a park. There's nature all around me. There's animals everywhere. I'm in a long flowing dress. Like, I'm feeling it. Aside from my ugly hair, I'm really feeling it. So yeah, anyway, thank you so much as always for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope that you found it helpful and all that good stuff. If you're new here and you'd like to see more cosplay related videos, I put out new videos every Sunday, and it would be awesome to have you here, so feel free to subscribe to see more. Thank you as always for hanging out with me today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, regardless of the fact that I messed up my wig and the transformation of the cosplay wasn't that drastic of a transformation, I hope this still entertained you in some way, and I hope that you still were able to take something away from it, maybe take, you know, ideas for your own cosplays away from it. Anyway, I will see you guys all next time, but until then, Panda Faces, please be sure to take care. I have to now get to the camera. Okay, bye.